Hi, welcome to SBR Videos. I'm Peter Loshak. This is the Into the Weekend with BetDSI show that we do every week with Brent, the headlines manager at DSI Sportsbook. We're in the heart of the football season right now, and we're looking ahead to NFL Week 12. Brent, thanks for being back with us.
Good to be with you, Peter.
All right, the first game I want to ask you about this week is Green Bay, Minnesota. You know, Green Bay has been just as rolling over everyone. I'm assuming now, even as a huge favorite here of 9 or 10 points, that the public has come in all over Green Bay, and that the Minnesota line is looking like, when I saw that, I didn't say I was going to bet it, but I did say to myself, that's a line I bet you the Sharps are on. Is that how this game has gone so far?
Yeah, I mean, we're down to 8.5 on Green Bay. There are a couple of big bets on the dog. Minnesota at home catching 9.5 and 9. Now, this is what it's big money, respectable money, but definitely not someone who's on the sharp list yet.
Okay.
But just someone who, takes a rubber band off ankle and fires on Minnesota, you have to just move the number. So plus 9.5 on Minnesota was a move. Down to 9 was a move. Now we're sitting at 8.5 with Green Bay. The count definitely, though, is all one way in terms of Green Bay. I mean, the public will be backing them forever. So the count is about 4-1 in favor of Green Bay. My money, because of those two big bets at 9.5 and 9, my money now favors Minnesota. But again, decent money on Minnesota plus 9.5, not what I would call sharp. Public definitely one way on Green Bay, though.
Okay, very interesting. So the big sharp guys have not as yet come in on Minnesota, and they probably won't just because that line was already there for them to take if they wanted it. All right, I think that's pretty telling. And then Detroit, New England is maybe the most interesting line of the week that I want to ask you about. We know that Detroit has, the names in the lineup, of course. They have some statistics that have led the Sharps to bet them. Last week you told us that the Sharps backed Detroit against Arizona, and they lost with that. Here they're about a 7-point road underdog against New England, and New England, of course, has been absolutely rolling. So I'm assuming that the public is going to continue to bet New England with that huge offense. Are the Sharps back in Detroit here again? I'm not exactly sure. What can you tell us about this one, Brent?
No, actually, I'll say unfortunately, the only sharp action I have on this game was on New England at 6.5 minus 15, even with sharp as well. So we're sitting at 7 right now, and of course the public, as you mentioned, is backing New England, of course, just blindly. So my count is insane. It's like 7-1 in favor of New England, and it's unfortunate for us. Of course, we got sharp money and public money the same way with New England. So again, we're up to a touchdown now. The Sharps haven't touched it at a touchdown with New England minus 7 now. But they did come in when it was 6.5 and 6.5 minus 15. Public, of course, is with them. And we're sitting, what are we at now, a total of 48. I mean, I expect a high total just because New England's involved. We took some decent money over 47. Nothing, super sharp, though, over 47. And now we're at 48, just waiting for someone to come under. Nothing there so far, though.
All right, one-way action on New England. Okay. And then, the most discussed line of the week, Dallas at the Giants. Everyone, I don't think I've heard one opinion this entire week saying that they like the Giants. Everyone that I've talked to is either liking or loving Dallas. Everyone's wondering why this line is so low. I'm assuming that Dallas is the biggest public side of the week for you. Is that true?
I think New England would probably be, just in terms of the count, is the highest one. But, I mean, Dallas is not far behind. Like I said, the count on New England is about 7-1. Dallas is right up there at about 6-1. So, I mean, they're right up there. Money-wise, I mean, my money is about 10-1 in favor of Dallas, so it's all one way. And I did get sharp action on Dallas as well, which, again, it's an unfortunate spot for us to be in when you've got public and sharp going the same way. But the sharp action that came on Dallas was minus 3, minus 115. We're all the way up to 3, minus 30. We're probably going to end up being forced to go to 3.5 up there eventually if it continues the way it is going. Maybe you'll see the sharp circle in and take the Giants, over more than a field goal at home. I don't know if that's going to happen or not, though. So right now we're sitting at 3, minus 130. Those are 47.5, but I count, as I mentioned, about 6-1 in favor of Dallas. Money's almost 10-1, and the sharps are on Dallas.
All right, so are you a little bit annoyed at the odds makers for this one? Because when this line came out, everyone was talking about how we were sure that the public's going to be all over Dallas, and it seemed like a good play as well. So we were saying, are the Sharps going to come back in on the Giants? We found that a little bit hard to believe, and now you're telling me that you've got all one-way action on Dallas. So is this one of those games where you're like, damn it, why'd they tell us this line? This line was obviously off.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. I mean, like I said, it could be a situation where as soon as we pop up to 3.5, boom, they come in on the Giants. And I mean, you never know. These night games, as a general rule, when you take these Sunday night, Thursday night, Monday night games, if you can take a home dog, I think long term you probably do all right. Is that going to happen this week with the Giants? I don't know. It happened. It happened Thursday night with Oakland, so we'll see what happens.
All right, so Brent has taken only one-way action on this Dallas Giants game, but he is not as yet pissed at the original odds recommendation for it. All right, and what can you tell us about notable action for the rest of the NFL Week 12 card?
Well, the ugly teams are usually, stuff that the sharps are interested in, and Jacksonville at the right price was one of those situations. I did get sharp money on Jacksonville when the line was plus 14. Right now, I would say our count is about 3-1 in favor. Indianapolis, no surprise there. The Colts are at home as a 13.5-point favorite now. Jacksonville 14 was sharp, though. My money actually favors Jacksonville right now just because of the sharp money that did come in plus 14. But like I said, that 13.5, the public's been all over Indianapolis, so I'm sure we'll get it squared up by game time. But right now we're 13.5, totals 50.5. No one's really touched that. Sharp action Jacksonville plus 14 for sure. Arizona, Seattle, the over sharp action there. We're sitting at 41 right now. The sharp action came in like 44.5, 40.5, and 40. Seattle at home is a 7-point favorite. Nothing really sharp on the side either way. My count slightly favors Arizona. Money's pretty much dead even though, so that's an interesting game in terms of the point spread. Just seems to be doing its job at 7. Washington and San Francisco, that's one of those kind of sharp public splits we have there. I've got more money on San Francisco at plus 9, and I've got, probably about 4-1 to count in terms of bets on San Francisco. So a lot of public people backing San Francisco. The sharps are on Washington plus the 9. And Dallas we touched on already. So I would say like at New England plus 6.5, 15 was sharp. The Jacksonville plus 14 was sharp. Arizona, Seattle over 40, 41.5 sharp. Dallas we touched on minus 3. And Washington plus 9, Peter.
All right. Thanks so much, Brent. Great information as always. And we'll talk to you again very soon.
The SBR Network offers free sports picks and game breakdowns, big money free betting contests year-round, a real-time Vegas-style odds monitoring service, and much more. So come see for yourself. To stay updated on SBR news and promotions, follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and Google+, and do be sure to subscribe to the Sportsbook Review YouTube channel to catch all our daily sports shows.